All right, everybody, welcome out to the And a Chaser Beer and Spirits show. I changed one thing there, so it's not just beer and booze anymore, and we still got to make it a little different than the Lager Room guys. But anyway, Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, on the show is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai and Mr. Beer Whisperer / Whiskey Whisperer. How are you, gents, on this fine evening?
That's a comma.
We're here.
Well, a comma in journalism is also an and.
You said slash.
I did say slash?
Yeah.
I thought it said and. I thought it said
No,
and.
you said slash.
Let me rewind the tape.
Comma. Hey, is that a new song?
I'm not going to quibble.
Is that a new song? No, it's not a new song.
Is it that song we were opening up to? Or?
The song we win, yeah. So we're gonna.
Proven.
It was supposed to change with this week, but we didn't pick songs from Log yet for the new sports podcast theme. So it'll be hopefully within the next couple of weeks. This it's been a little nutty lately, but in any event,
Nutty. No, that was 2 shows ago.
You're right. You're very true. Very true. Very nice. As you can see, I haven't changed from the brewery today. It's 3:30.
Okay.
I've heard.
Working, but it's all good. So again, how are you, gents, on this fine evening?
Well,
I'm good. You know, I had the day off. I go back to work tomorrow, but I had the day off today, so it was nice. So I went to my brewery where I worked and had a couple of beers with the folks.
Very nice. Very nice.
so this,
Back to my house because I thought we were starting at a specific time.
So did I. Direct TV did not have those intentions.
Oh,
Tom, don't you follow the Lager Room guys?
I do.
Have we ever started on time?
No.
Okay.
I beg to differ with you. I beg to differ with you. We start every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
That means we always start on time because we always start around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time.
That's
Okay.
Bit of a stretch, matter of semantics, but it's right. All right.
Every time I've been a guest, it's never been anywhere close to on time.
There you go.
Well, it's never been close to 6:30.
Right.
It's close to around 6:30.
It's close to around 6:30 though, right?
It's in the same 24-hour window.
Well, there you go.
7:15. It's close.
Hey, we started one Lager Room Guys show a few weeks ago at 4 p.m. That's besides the point. So.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Right.
4 p.m. here.
Right. Yeah. It was 10 p.m. where you were.
It was 10 p.m. where I was. Yes.
So anyway, all right. I'm thirsty, gents, and I'm sure you guys are too. What's everybody drinking? What are we drinking today?
Well, first, before we go there, we want to wish everybody, and this is the key to the show tonight. It is National Craft Distillery Day.
Happy National Craft Distillery Day.
So we figured
Distillery here.
Yeah. So we figured that we are going to honor our American craft distilleries, and well, if we're going to honor them, we figured, well, we've got to pair a beer with it. So what we did is we kind of made a loose rule, one at least in the state of that same distillery.
There you go. Happy National Craft Distillery Day. There you go.
Yeah, we go.
There we go. Yes, absolutely.
Now,
so a beer, a craft beer, and a craft spirit from a craft distillery.
Yep.
In the same state.
Which should have been really easy for Tom because where he works. And I got to say, Tom.
But you hamstring me a little bit because initially you put it as it had to be the same city.
I asked.
And one craft distillery in the same city. You kind of hamstring me a bit.
Don't you work at a place that makes both beer and distills?
No, beer, just beer.
Well, I did ask. Same state or same city?
Well, you changed it later, but your initial was same city for craft beer and.
Huh.
I gave the option.
You may very well have done that because I read through, I skimmed through those and then talked to Dave and he spelled it out for me, and that was already after he had changed it, I guess. So I had to go back and read them, and it was Craft Spirit and Craft Distillery and Craft Brewery from the same state. It was so.
Well, that's what it came to at the end. But anyways, nevertheless, I decided to go with the same. Well, the same. I've got Springfield Brewing Company, which is a sister company of Tiakida. So I've got the same city. I've got the same. I could have done a lot of things, but you guys changed the rules at the last minute. Anyways, I'm not bitter.
But is your beer?
I've got.
You're not bitter, but is your beer?
In fairness to you, I'm kind of being picky. You did say same city, so I could have done a Banter Brewery, but I only have one distillery here in town, which is Tiakida. I didn't want to do Banter and Tiakida.
Right.
I wanted to keep it together. So
hey, you know what? Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, I was a little
both Springfield Brewing and Tiakida are in the same state, are they not?
Both Springfield Brewing and Tiakida are owned by the same company, which
right, but they're in the same state, right?
But Banter, I could have done Banter and Tiakida, but it didn't feel right.
I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
You can done either. Well, so Tom, I apologize if I
a little picky.
I'm just all I'm doing tonight is pissing Tom off because I said something out and Mr. Everything's either black or white. I sent out a link and he's like, "Oh, this band sucks." Just straight up the bat.
What was it though? What was the band?
I think I'm going to piss Samurai off again. So we talked about doing cocktails. Whiskey, neat, or rocks. I thought we were gonna, keep the shows, unified. And then Samurai says to me, "Yeah, do whiskey or do neat or rocks. It's really up to you. It doesn't matter. We all have our preferences." Okay. So here's what I did to further piss the Samurai off.
You haven't pissed me off at all, Tom. I'm pissing you off. You're the grumpy guy on the
line. Just remember, being pissed off is a hell of a lot better than being pissed on.
That's exactly right. So what I have here is the Tiakida Oracle, which is a bourbon whiskey finished in port barrels. But I'm not doing neat or rocks. I'm doing whiskey stones.
Whiskey stone.
Whiskey stones.
Whiskey stones to cut it right in the middle.
Man, you got a lot of stones.
I have to be different.
I'd say your whiskey is stoned.
I just do whiskey stones. Anyway, Sláinte.
Samurai, what do you got?
Well, for the spirit.
And this guy?
Northern Greenbound. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do they suck, Tom?
What's that?
Nothing. So I'm doing Blackfly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So Blackfly is a maple whiskey. And I've already forgotten the name of the damn distillery here. It is the Gristmill Distillers, and they're out of the Adirondacks.
Right.
And so this is such a smooth whiskey. Maple just enhances it. I just poured it straight out of the bottle.
So
as I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What's the proof, Dave?
The proof? It's right here. I'm drinking it. You're watching me. There's the proof that
It's in the pudding.
Oh,
Dave.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, it would be 86 proof.
86. Okay. Thanks.
3% of alcohol.
I'm not being difficult, Dave.
I thought you wanted proof that I was drinking it. Like, okay, well, here's the proof.
Proof is right here. I'm drinking it. I just took a sip.
Oh, did you not? Oh, you didn't see me actually pour it into the glass. That's it. That's why one's proof.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're drinking tea there, Dave.
There you go.
My tea is very rarely ever this light in color. I like black tea. So, Shani, what's your spirit tonight?
You're going to say your beer? Or we're just doing the spirits. We're just doing the spirits first.
Well, Tom didn't mention his beer yet, so he's still going on.
He poured his beer. He showed his beer.
Beer I had. Yeah. I have the Fresh Harvest Honey Lager from Springfield Brewing Company. I was keeping it all the same family.
Gotcha. Very nice.
And I've gone with Drownlands.
Mm-hmm.
This is called Carlo. This is our Irish stout.
Oh, nice! Very nice.
So I'm thinking an Irish stout with a maple bourbon. So that should work pretty well.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
They are out of New York State, but they're not out of the Adirondacks.
They're out of the Catskills, basically.
They close to the Catskills, yes.
Oh,
very
close. Close.
They're in the Black Dirt region.
Warwick, New York. Yeah.
Yep. And actually, they're technically in Warwick.
What?
So from somebody like me from California who has resided in the Midwest for the last 30 years, explain that to us, Dave.
The Black Dirt region?
Adirondacks and Catskills.
So the whole Appalachian range, there's different smaller ranges, divisions within the Appalachian range. And the Adirondacks, if you look at the state of New York and you look at that big hump on the top of it,
yeah,
most of that is the Adirondack Park.
Okay.
And that's not even the northern extremity of the Appalachian Range. The Appalachian Range extends into Canada, as a matter of fact. And if you come down, and you come down past Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
That just south of Buffalo, in that area, that's where the Catskills are, and they're part of the Appalachians as well.
Oh, I realize that. Okay, all right.
And then I forget.
I was back in 90. Gosh, 90. I was 1990. I was in Buffalo. Yeah.
But this the Black Dirt region is just outside the Catskills. It's near. Yeah, they're in Warwick, New York. Is that region right around there? It's right near the New Jersey border. And what the Black Dirt does is,
by the way, the dirt is actually black. It's not dark brown. It's literally the color of my shirt. It is black. And what they do is they grow Vidalia onions in it.
Oh my God! Really? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
The black dirt. It's black because it's so rich in nutrients, and the reason it's black, it was left there literally by glaciers back in the day. Yeah. So that's why it's a ecological phenomenon. That's only. Yep. That's only good for only home to the Black Dirt in Pine Island in Warwick, New York, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I love that. Yeah, my wife will love that because she does all the gardening here.
Yeah. Seriously, the Vidalia onions are a big thing, but they even have one of their distilleries there is called Black Dirt.
That's very nice. Okay.
Black Dirt Distilling. Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My beer. I actually, it's a little odd of a combination, but I will tell you why. I grabbed the can to put in, to have tonight, and I decided last minute that I wasn't going to have the spirit I was going to have with it. I was going to have a different one, so it'll work fine, I'm sure. But this is what I did. So went obviously, had my trip to Vermont, right? So I'm going with Von Trapp,
the Kolsch.
Oh, wow.
All right. So there's my Kolsch right there. All right.
A taste of Austria.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And my spirit, little odd choice again, but I really wanted to crack this bottle. I decided after I brought this up, this is what I wanted to have. So it's technically not a bourbon, or a whiskey, or a rye, or a gin, or a tequila, or a vodka, or a rum, or anything. It's a liqueur.
Okay. It's a liqueur.
And before you ask, Tom, it's 70 proof. It's
difficult for a liqueur. Yeah.
Called Sapling. It is a maple liqueur from Saxton's Distillery.
Jeez. Why would you buy a maple liqueur?
Why would I buy a maple liqueur? Very good question. Dave, why don't you tell everybody why I would buy a maple liqueur?
Well, John likes his maple.
Exactly.
It's just that simple.
Exactly. So There's my maple pour on the
I'm
rocks.
going to cut you some slack, John. I'm going to cut you slack.
So John went on the rocks. Tom went on the stone.
And you went. And you
I
went.
went.
Conversation a while back, I thought we are going to keep it unity, and we're either going to do cocktails, we're going to do neat or rocks. But
Well, we can.
So, okay.
I thought that it was going to be, all right, if we're doing a cocktail, we're doing a cocktail. If we're doing a spirit, we're doing a spirit. If we're doing bourbon, we're doing bourbon. If we're doing rye, we're doing rye. Whether we have it on the rocks or neat or straight is up to us. It's just the same, whether it's a cocktail or a bourbon or a rye or so forth and so on. So, but we can do whatever we want to do, and we can change it week to week. You know why? Because we have the power to do it.
And the other thing is, we haven't really set anything in stone yet.
No, we haven't set anything in Whiskey Stone.
We're
here, Dave. I like what you did there.
So if last week, if people were watching last week towards the end of the show, John and I did ask, those watching, hey, what do you want to see on the show? Because we still got to add a framework to it. I don't know about any hard fast rules. We don't have any real hard fast rules on the Lager Room guys other than the top threes. And even the top threes is kind of loosey goosey because we don't stick to three ever,
and we don't stick to beer either.
We don't always stick to beer.
After 180 shows, it's hard to do, a beer top three list every week.
Yeah. And also, we don't stick to drinking beer on the show all the time either. Every now and then we stray.
This is true.
But because you know what? It's after so many shows, it's really hard finding a beer that I haven't drank on the show yet.
You have to drink new releases from certain breweries.
Right? Because that's like, we're probably approaching 600 different beers that we've drank.
I would say.
How close are we to Coastal Beer Word?
How close are we? 39 hours.
Really? To the release?
Friday at noon. Eastern Standard Time. Were we in daylight savings?
What's that?
Nobody has told me this.
It literally was only supposed to be there's I'll tell you off the air. There's reasons it is, but that's what it is. More on that. Dave and I are going to go live on Friday with all of the information that day. Whatchamacallit, when we're done with this show, Tom will fill you in as to why this Friday is the day.
Okay.
That's the day.
Out there.
And will the QR code for Jamien's be live at the brewery come Friday?
Not yet.
So I'll have to walk over there, get it, and bring it on.
Bring it back. Or you can order it and they can bring it over. It's fine.
Because I've got to, because we're probably going to be down by 6. Because since it's the Friday before Memorial Day, should be getting out of work early.
That sounds great. That works for me. I'll be there from probably 9 a.m. So
still waiting for the dish guy.
No, that's got to be done tomorrow. Everything is. The plan is whatever it takes tomorrow to get everything ready for Friday. Even if we need to stay there till 2 a.m, go home, sleep for 4 hours, wake up, shower, and go back. So
there you go.
That's the plan.
And preparation for the brewery is why we are late tonight, because Johnny's the John of all trades there, doing all kinds of things. Also, that's why the Lager Room Guys was preempted yesterday.
This is correct. I got home at what time was it? After 9. It was probably around 9:30 when I got home. Maybe a little before that.
So I gotta say, the pairing of this maple whiskey and the milk stout is amazing. It brings out so much roast in this milk stout. As one would expect when you have something that's got a little sweetness into it. And that's not a milk stout. I mean, an Irish stout. An Irish stout is a dry stout. And you'll have a sweet whiskey, and it's just going to dry it out even further.
Right.
So I think what I might do when I have about half of it done, I may add a floater of the Black Fly right into it.
It's not a bad idea.
See what that does.
It's not a bad idea at all.
See what that does. That'll help me sleep tonight. Adding a little more to that. Tom, have you ever done that? You've ever had floaters of spirit into your beer?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite experience doing that?
Oh, I don't know. It kind of depends on the moment.
You think I'll tell you mine. There's a beer here that's released in December every year on Black Friday, and it's called Epitome. And Epitome is a black it's a black ale, black IPA as most people call them. As we know, that's a contradiction in terms.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, you can't have something that's black and pale at the same time. So
say again, Tom.
They should either be called an India Dark or a Hoppy Black.
Either works. I think this beer is technically listed as a black ale.
it's listed as a black ale, yes,
Black ale.
An imperial black ale.
Imperial black ale.
Imperial black ale. But I always said, and Dave, you said this too. We talked about this last year. There should be a new category called IBA.
IBA, India Black Ale.
India Black Ale.
That's what I just said.
Yes.
Indian.
What Tom said.
Right.
But we've been espousing this for quite a little bit. But I was drinking with we can actually say his name on this show because he probably won't pop up here. Can't, right, John?
He won't pop up here.
Yeah. So I was drinking with Augie Carton, the maker of this beer. And there is a a distiller in New Jersey that makes rum called Shipwreck.
Mm-hmm.
And we were floating, I think it was the coconut rum.
Okay.
Into
it was the coconut rum that you did.
The coconut rum into the Epitome. It's coconut dark rum floated into an IBA, Tom.
Oh wow, that sounds interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Epitome's what, 10%, John?
10%.
Yeah. So adding rum to a 10% beer, it's like the 10% is killing you anyway.
Well, that sounds.
I think I spent the night in the parking lot. Pretty certain I spent the night in the parking lot.
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I think I did. I'm not even kidding. I think I spent the night in the parking lot.
So this past year, we went to Epitome like we always do. We went to Epitome Day on Black Friday.
Louis Pasteur?
This past year.
Oh.
Not Louis Pasteur.
Oh.
This past year. Hey.
Aye.
But before we did, we started the day at Alternate Ending.
Yes, we did.
Because a certain brewery did a collab IBA with Alternate Ending. And and that was us, obviously, Coastal Brewworks.
Yes.
It's called Beer from the Black Lagoon. It's 6.8%, so it's a little lower, but roasty, all the feels, the whole 9 yards. However, here's the fun part, and this is why I bring it up. In the state of New Jersey, on Untapped, there was one black IPA, whatever you want to call it, black ale. That's what they
call it, Untapped. Yes,
the black ale that was the top rated black ale in the state on Untapped, and there was one Imperial black ale that was the top rated Imperial black ale in the state.
And these are the two beers we just mentioned.
And it was the two beers we just mentioned. So yeah, gotta love it. I'm happy. So anyway, all right. Hey, you know what? I want to move it along. So let's talk about. We got beer and spirits from Missouri, from New York, and from Vermont. Now, New York and Vermont are next to each other.
They share a rather long border. Yes,
they share a rather long.
Most of that is Lake Champlain.
Most of it's Lake Champlain. Some of it's
innuendo, was it not?
What's that?
That was a long border. That sounds like sexual innuendo.
Well, I guess it could be. However, exactly.
Said that she did. That's the whole problem with not having the show yesterday, Locker Room Guys, because yesterday was Talk Like Yoda Day.
Oh, we could have done the whole show talking like Yoda.
So what I wanted is...
We'll have to recap that.
Say it again. That was a good one. But what I was going to do before the show is tell John to make all kinds of those kind of innuendos so I can go, said that she did.
Said that she did.
I don't give her.
We were actually going to get Frank Oz on the show yesterday, so that would have worked good. Yeah. who I think does the best. Well, I was going to say who does the best Frank Oz, right? Who does the best Yoda other than Frank Oz?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I've seen him do it.
Oh.
And he also does a fantastic Harrison Ford.
Yeah, he does. He does do a good Harrison Ford.
Listen, kid, if they're paying attention to your hair,
we're all in big trouble.
Empire Strikes Back, the way to piss off Frank Oz was to tell him that Yoda sounded like Grover.
Well, it's funny. Now, obviously, Yoda is an accentuated voice, right?
Yoda sounds like would just piss him off.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you listen to Frank Oz speak normally, it's not Yoda, but you can pick Yoda out of his voice.
And you can pick out Grover, and you can pick out all of them.
And you can pick out Grover and everything else, too. But
if you listen to Grover, Yoda sounds like a pissed off Grover.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Grover. Yoda sounds like 86-year-old Grover.
See that I might.
Say that I might.
Agree with you, I do.
That's I like that. I do like that. That's great.
Oh yes, we missed Talk Like Yoda Day. You can talk like Yoda any day. Okay, so I've got this much of my beer left.
I think it's time to put a floater in there. No. In fact,
no, fat bastard, not that kind of floater. There we go.
There. Anyways, I digress.
That should do that. That should do it well. I mean, one of these days I'm going to start putting a floater of this into like my Ensure or something.
There you go.
So I would like to mention that Friday is my birthday.
It is.
Happy birthday, Beer Whisperer.
59 on Friday. Ask me what I'm doing.
You're going to be working.
Are you getting a colonoscopy?
I'm not working, nor am I getting a colonoscopy.
You're going to work at a colonoscopy clinic.
I'd love to have a colonoscopy on my birthday.
It's a good nap. That's a damn good nap.
I'm reliving my youth. I am seeing two bands here in town. I've got great seats and a VIP package to see a Uriah Heep and Saxon.
Seeing Uriah Heep or seeing a Uriah Heep cover band?
I'm seeing actually Uriah Heep and Saxon.
Oh, and Saxon. That's awesome. By the way, I was kidding. I don't think anywhere in the world there's a Uriah Heep cover band. So.
It is, but anyways, the Uriah Heep and Saxon here in town.
That's awesome. Uriah Heep's great. I love Saxon. That's some great music. That's channeling my inner late 70s, early 80s.
Oh yeah, your inner hippie.
Yep.
This is Saxon's 40th anniversary tour, and I saw their first U.S. tour.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Really? They started. I thought they were earlier than 84. I thought they were like 81, 82. I thought.
No, I did too. But they've announced this is their 40th anniversary tour. I saw them way back when opening for Iron Maiden.
Yeah, no, they did. I did not see them open for Iron Maiden, but I know they opened for Iron Maiden. Absolutely. Bruce Dickinson told me.
Anniversary tour. Holy crap! I'm that old.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we all are.
Well, hey, you know what anniversary, and of course they're not touring anymore, unfortunately. But you know what anniversary.
When these tickets first became available, I asked my wife. I said, "Do you mind if I go?" She says, "Do I have to go with you?" I said, "No." I could go as long as she didn't have to go too.
That's awesome. I was going to say, you know what? I know they're not touring anymore, unfortunately, but Rush this year is their 50th anniversary.
So my first arena show, my very first arena show, was in 1980 on the Rush Moving Pictures tour.
There you go. you just became John just became one of your fans for that.
Well, I've been his fan for years.
Yes,
I added another reason.
You just ratcheted it up.
I will tell you though, the opening band was a band called FM out of Canada as well. And I swear to God,
I remember FM. I remember. I saw them. You know what? I did. I saw them at Rush. You're right. Absolutely. I saw them at Rush.
I thought they were going to be huge. They never got there. But damn, that band was good too.
I saw a lot of bands open for Rush that were like. I saw Tommy Shaw by himself from from Styx open for Rush. I saw Primus.
Yeah.
I saw Primus open for Rush too.
Primus.
Awesome. And I get this. Primus.
You may not recognize this now, John, but at one time I had very long hair and I was rather skinny. So there was a time in my life I used to get used for Tommy Shaw.
Hello, I could say the same thing.
Yeah, we all
could say the same thing. We were skinny with long hair.
You look just like Tommy Shaw. So no, I really don't.
I actually had a friend that I was briefly in a band. I've been friends with him forever. He grew up with my cousin. And at one point we were briefly in a band for like 6 months. And he literally, not so much now, in the 50s, right? But back in the day, he literally was a spitting image of David Lee Roth.
No, but yeah.
I mean, you like if you put them back in like 82, if you put them side by side, I mean, you could tell. But if you had a couple beers in you, you'd be like, wait, which one's Dave? So that. Yeah.
If you feel a few beers, yeah.
When I was younger, I looked like Chachi.
Oh, I know that.
Because I had the wings.
There you go.
Because I
can actually, yeah. Crazy ass.
So Primus, when they opened for Rush, all right, when Primus opened for Rush, what song? I'm going to ask you your opinions. What song do you think Primus opened their set up with to open for Rush?
Well, I almost hate to say this, but I don't like Primus at all. I think they're a horrible band.
I respect Primus because of their musicianship.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't.
I've only seen them once on that tour. A friend of mine's really, really into them. But however, my question to you is,
musicians are not.
You don't need to know any Primus songs to answer this question. What song do you think they opened up with to open up for Rush?
Oh, Tom Sawyer.
YYZ, close. YYZ.
Actually, I like Primus a lot. They've got a silliness to them, and you're right. Their musicianship, I think they're really good musicians.
Amazing music. Les Claypool's an amazing bass player.
Oh, Les Claypool is awesome.
Yeah. Lyrics, anything about the band is just horrible.
And Dave will tell you.
I'll put it this way: it's something that just is not up Tom's alley.
Correct. But you know what?
It's not in the music genres that he likes. Which is fine. But you're right. Les Claypool. Mr. Kringle. What he does on Mr. Kringle is just 100%. God, I love that. You
gotta love some of the titles too. Sailing the Seas of Cheese.
Like I said, there's a silliness to them that I love. They don't take themselves seriously.
But that silliness. Harry Lugnuts from the Sports Podcast, right? His band Log, all right, is the music for the opening for the Sports Podcast and for the Log Room Guys. The name of the song that opens the Log Room Guys is The Big Toe.
Yes. The
name of the song that opens up the Sports Podcast is Babies Are Born Without Kneecaps. All right. They take a lead from Primus. So that's
silly names.
With the silliness, But I understand what you're saying, Tom, because I'm a fan of a lot of different genres.
As well.
Some much more so than others. I will admit that.
Right. There's nothing ridiculous about Primus, in my opinion.
I can understand where
that's the key there, in your opinion.
In your opinion, right.
In Oregon, I'm here, but if you want to talk Primus, they blow.
And that's going to bring us back around to really quick, not to stop our music conversation, but that's going to bring us back around to craft beer and craft spirits, just for a second. Your opinion, and that's what I love the most about this industry. Okay, because your opinion might not be Dave's opinion, might not be my opinion, and my opinion might not be your opinion to Dave's, and vice versa, and everything else. All right, it's all about opinion. It's all about palate. It's all about flavor profiles.
Yes,
it's all about what you like. It doesn't matter if somebody else doesn't like it.
I like it.
Okay. What's my beer statement, John?
Drink what you want. Let others drink what they want. Don't be a dick.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on my Untapped. That's on the Lager Room Guys.
Well, on the Lager Room Guys website for your profile on the Lager Room Guys website, it actually is one line added in there.
Yeah,
it's drink what you want, let others drink what they want, except seltzers.
especially non-alcoholic hard seltzers.
By the way, yes. It's amazing. I was at Aldi the other day, okay, and I bought a 12-pack. Okay, I bought a 12-pack of non-alcoholic hard seltzers for $4.
Well, because it wasn't White Claw,
but it was a non-alcoholic hard seltzer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
it was
Polar's good and cheap.
It was Polar. I'm saying. Yeah.
Silliness abounds.
Here's the silliness. Here we go. Here's we're all fond of the silliness. So anyway, so Tom, you got at the pub show coming up soon?
Yeah, you know what? I'm taking a slight hiatus, if you will. My birthday is Friday, so I'm going to a concert. And so I may do an impromptu live video there, depending.
That'd be awesome.
Well, we'll be celebrating your birthday at the tap room.
We'll be celebrating. We will give you a shout out on our live video from.
Though you'll be too busy to hear it. Hopefully, too busy to hear it.
Well, it depends on when he starts the concert and when we do the show. So
without getting a little, I don't want to bring anybody down, but so you all know, about my story. We lost our son to cancer 11 years ago, but Seamus was a big 80s metal guy, so he was actually a bigger Saxon fan than I am. So. Really? When I found out they were playing in town on my birthday, I felt like it was a moral imperative to buy the ticket.
Oh yeah, you got to get there.
Yeah,
you got to
absolutely.
Go. You got to
go. Knowing he'll be right there with me.
100%. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah, you had to go. There was no question about it.
So when I told my wife, I said, "Dear, what should I do?" She said, "You should buy the ticket."
Yeah. Why are you even asking her? Just do it, right? Just
I just felt like I should ask before I buy a ticket without her going. But yeah, it's in the.
What's funny is you said the first words out of her mouth were, "Do I have to go?" Right? Jess says it all the time. Like I say, Jess, I'm going to go. I really want to go to this concert. The first words out of her mouth, "Do I have to go?" I'm not kidding. That's the first words out of her mouth.
Do I have to go? No, then you can go. Yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm very excited, and quite frankly, I'm a little nervous too.
Why?
Well, because just of the situation. I mean, I'm not. Regardless of the Tom you guys see, I am. I am rather nervous about being around large groups of people.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. You'll be fine. You know why?
I tried to hide that.
Because Seamus will be with you.
He'll be right there. He'll be standing there with you and watching the show, and you'll be good to go. 100%.
Yeah, that's fun. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Anyways.
So, you know what? We should do remember when we did an episode of The Pub, you and I, and we had like an hour-long conversation about music?
Oh, yeah.
Like in-depth, more so than we're doing right now, like in-depth music.
Oh,
that was fantastic. We should do another one of those. We should do another one because we could talk about music all day long with Dave. The three of us, not me and you. The three of us should do another pub.
That would be great. Yeah.
That was awesome. That was a good show. Dave, you missed that. I don't know if you ever watched it, rewatched it, or whatever, but that was a great show that we did.
No, I don't think I even knew about it.
Oh, that's right. We were keeping it from you. I forgot. Damn it.
No, it wasn't that. It's just I got no alerts. You got to remember, I don't really. I spend very little time on Facebook.
No.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So yeah, we should plan that. We should definitely plan that. We should put that together. So works for me.
Anyway,
Though.
I'll let you know how it all goes. But yeah,
Yeah, report back. We want to. You know what? Here's the thing. We should plan it soon. It doesn't have to be like really soon, but we should talk. We should start with that point. We should talk about the Uriah Heep and Saxon show, and then maybe get into concerts that we've seen and talk about that. Maybe we should do that. It's not a bad idea.
All of us.
What's that?
What's personal to all of us?
Right. What's personal to all of us at concerts and so forth and so on. Absolutely.
Great. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Let's figure it out. We'll figure it out after the show, obviously, and we'll put it together. We'll do it on the pub, and it'll be a good thing. Works for me. How's the floater in your beer there, Samurai?
It's probably a bad idea.
Really? It's not. It opened it up when you had it separate, but it's not working.
They're not working together. But I'll choke it down.
Choke it down.
Compatible.
Choke it down.
I made a mistake.
I'm gonna continue in the maple. I just want to pour myself a little bit of. I'm coming out of Vermont. I'm going off script. Okay.
Oh,
but I'm doing it for a reason because I just had some of the maple and I just got one more sip in here. I want to take it. And remember the Sasquatch that I got up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, a maple vanilla bourbon. I want to see how they compare and contrast. So.
There you go.
Literally pouring a little sip, so I'm not going completely off script. Just a little bit. There we go. That's it. I just want to know. Call it research.
Actually, you just put yourself back on script, John, because you did a liqueur rather than a spirit, and now you brought the spirit in.
And I brought the spirit in, which is connected to the liqueur, which was from the state, so I'm good to go.
You're all good to go.
All righty. So there you go.
Look at you.
Oh yeah, that works nice. Nice. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do on the next show? I'm gonna do an old fashioned. I'm gonna do a rye old fashioned.
A rye old fashioned.
And you know how, and Tom, you know how obviously we've been doing our the maple old fashioned with the maple syrup and the black walnut bitters.
Are you gonna do the smoked maple syrup?
I'm not gonna do the smoked maple syrup, but I can do maple syrup at all. All right, so it's gonna be an old fashioned, but it's gonna be like a Manhattan-ish old fashioned. But it's not going to be it's going to be a cocktail of my own creation, so to speak. Basically, I'm going to use the maple liqueur instead of maple syrup.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
Good.
Brilliant.
So rye, I got a bottle of rye that I got at Smuggler's Notch Distillery. I'm going to use that. Maple syrup, and black walnut bitters. That's
so.
That'll be my cocktail on the next show.
So for the next show, we want to do rye cocktails.
What we're gonna do an old fashioned. All three of us do an old fashioned.
Or do it's either rye cocktails or old fashions.
Well, I don't know why I can't do both.
Rye old fashions.
Okay.
Done.
I'm not much of an old fashioned drinker, but I will follow.
Oh, Dave, you're an old fashioned drinker like everybody else.
I'm a little edge sometimes.
You got an edge to you, but you're an old softy. You're an old fashioned drinker.
John, I'm going to put
I take a pill for that. Leave me alone.
That's true. You're an old softy.
I'm
sorry to spoil your secret.
It's out now. What'd you say?
What was that, Tom?
I'm going to do a cherry pie old fashioned.
Ooh, I like that.
She's my
cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise. Take it so good, make it tear to your eye. Sweet cherry pie.
Oh, I got it. That was the inspiration. We're going to do it.
I like it. I like that idea. Good. I'm good. All right, let's down it for the next show.
Okay.
Rye old fashions.
So
I got my maple. I got my maple rye old fashioned. You got your cherry pie rye old fashioned. So it's not a cherry pie old fashioned. It's a cherry rye old fashioned.
Doesn't have to be, Dave. If you would rather do bourbon, that's okay.
No. I will follow the rules here. So I'm gonna go out and get some rye because I'm dead out of rye. I've got no rye left. So I got to go get some rye. Now I got to figure out which rye I'm going to buy.
Which rye you're going to buy?
I I don't want to old fashioned and go Michter's. So I'll find something out there.
Oh, I will. Yeah, you can't use Michter's. Get a bottle of Bullet. I always keep a bottle of
Bullet Rye is so good.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Bullet Rye, there's a boldness to it that there's so much that you can do to it when you're doing your cocktail. And you can just go crazy and it'll hold up to it.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to show this to you two gents. Something I bought myself the other day because it's the first time ever that I found it in a store, and I just grabbed it. It says mine, right? So this will be making an appearance on the show at some point, not on the next one because I've already decided what the cocktail that I'm doing, and we've already decided what we're doing. But here we go.
Smoked maple from Knob Creek. Very nice.
Smoked maple bourbon. It's smoked maple bourbon.
Oh, I figured that.
From Knob Creek.
Yeah.
So there you go. Very nice. So that'll be. So now here's the thing, though. In the smoked maple bourbon, do I put smoked maple syrup in it to make?
Holy crap! You might as well just extinguish a cigarette right
now. No. This, yeah, right. Now this has to be done on its own on the rocks. Done. That's it.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Or on stones.
You know what? I do have a stone. It's a stone of sorts. It's funny. They're actually Met's stone ice cubes that I have and that I put in. You know,
so they're still rocks.
They're still rocks, but they're not shaped like stones. They're shaped like rocks, but they're stones. So they're stone rocks.
Stone rocks, but they're cubes. Ice cubes.
They're ice cubes. They're stone ice cubes.
So it's still rocks.
It's still rocks.
They're rocks shaped like stones.
Right. Yeah. I have a rock shaped like a stone too. It's actually shaped like Mick Jagger.
Stones, does that count?
So it looks like a rooster.
Right.
Kidney stones.
I have one that resembles Keith Richards. It's 300 years old and it's never looked any different. There you go. I love. Do you ever see that picture? It's it's a picture of Keith Richards now holding a baby, and it says a baby picture of Betty White.
Yeah. And there's the one that's got Michelangelo's. It's the roof of the Sistine Chapel where it's God reaching out to Adam, and Adam looking at God, going, "Wait a second, who's he?" And down there is Keith Richards. Like, I don't know. He was here when I got there.
He was there when I got here.
And then there's another one that says every time that a rock star dies, Keith Richards experiences the quickening.
Of course, you got Willie Nelson.
Or Willie Nelson. Yeah, that's the other one.
This is true. They got it. Have they ever done anything? They should really do something together. Keith Richards and Willie Nelson. I mean, that would be amazing.
I mean, if there ever was a poster child for smoking pot, it would be Willie Nelson.
Oh, it absolutely is. He's at the end of a beer fest, for Weed Fest. He's the bouncer.
Yeah. So 100%. I saw the Who. Who? Is you say the Who?
Guess who?
Probably about 9 years.
That's a whole different band.
Probably about 9 years ago, right? So, and Pete Townsend was 71 at the time. So I guess Pete Townsend's 80 now, but he was 71. And in the middle of the show, he comes out. They take a break, and he's talking on the mic, and he said something to the effect. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to the effect of, any kids out there, you need to stay off drugs. Because if you don't stay off drugs, you're never gonna see 71.
Excuse me.
Right.
Funny.
Obviously, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Right. But So, but hold on. In his defense, he was trying to keep the kids off drugs.
Yeah. Sort of.
Kids keep off drugs. Kids.
Was he really trying to kids off drugs, or was that satire?
No, it was satire. I just added that he was trying to keep kids off drugs.
Yeah, okay. Clearly,
for this show, the opinions of the opinions inferred here do not necessarily directly.
on that.
You get it. We don't necessarily agree with what we say on the show.
No, never.
Yeah.
I'm about to turn 59, and I don't even give a rat's ass if I turn 7. I'm ready to go.
Oh, I don't plan to get there. Question for you now. This is a question for the next show.
What's that?
Old fashioned.
Yeah.
Every recipe that I've ever seen for an old fashioned, you are putting actual sugar into it. But most people I know do simple syrup rather than actual sugar. No,
you can. Yeah, it's when you put the sugar in, you add water though. So you're making simple syrup in the cocktail without.
But yes, that's what I figured. Yeah. Okay.
Or simple syrup. Yeah. There are recipes that will show you both.
Yeah. So it's not. Yeah, it's not that you're putting sugar in the bourbon. You're putting sugar and water into the bourbon. So you're making the simple syrup raw in the drink with the bourbon. So simple syrup, same thing. It's fine. Okay. And don't forget the Luxardo. There you
go. Or the what's
the a good cherry.
That's another show. That's another show. All right. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that on the concert show on the pub.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
Apparently,
how fast you see the good sugar? You see the orange peel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to do the orange peel too. Yeah.
I just got a message on Facebook. Apparently, my old boss is watching the show.
Your old boss is watching the show.
Hi, Tom.
But he's watching it. He's watching it on Untapped. I'm sorry, Untapped. I wish you could stream on Untapped. YouTube. He's watching it on YouTube.
Hello, Tom. Yes. No. Old fashioned. He's questioning the comment that I'm old fashioned. No.
There's parts of him that are old fashioned.
Drop the fashion, and you are correct.
No, there's parts of him that are old, fashioned.
There's many parts of me that were fashioned old.
Right. So we're nothing if not self-deprecating on this show.
So what I had to do was after the failure of the floater.
Failure of the floater. Yes. I mean that's
alliteration.
I'll drink to that.
I had to. I don't know if this is sacrilege or not, but I poured a cane beer into a coastal glass.
It's not sacrilege. I've poured a coastal glass into a coastal beer into a cane glass.
Poured a coastal glass into a glass. That's a neat trick right there, John.
Hey, I'll show you someday. I poured a coastal beer into a cane glass, so it's all. We're both in Monmouth County. We're good.
Yes. But I'm drinking this.
Fox.
This is such a good beer. Carrie's probably going to kill me for busting one of these open. This is like her new favorite IPA right here.
Very nice.
Why did you do this?
So are you enjoying? So Dave, I have to ask you.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know what you're going to say.
I'm doing it.
Are you enjoying
that box?
So that was going to be her because never mind.
I'm nice enough to say this.
It's not. It's tasty.
It's a tasty box. Is that what?
When I bit into it, it squirted a little bit. Oh, then you're eating it right.
You're eating it right.
That's a different skit entirely.
That's a Dusty Muffin. That's from Betty White.
Dusty Muffin. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the best skits.
Oh, absolutely. That was the retort. That was Betty White's retort to Alec Baldwin's sweaty balls.
Yeah.
I think that I think Betty outdid him on that one.
Betty outdid him, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls is fantastic,
but Dusty Muffins just kept ratcheting.
She was, God rest her soul, she was so amazing. She was. There was at the Comedy Central roast of William Shatner.
Oh my God,
she was amazing, right? She comes up and you know how she is, right? And she's almost acting like Rose from the Golden Girls, right? And she gets up on the mic and she says, and she's talking about George Takei too, right? And she goes, and she says, she gets up on the mic, she goes, most of us know Shatner's nuts. But George has actually tasted them.
Yes. Oh, she was a treasure.
Oh, I hate to do this, but I gotta go.
You got it. Anyway, all right.
Well, we're getting ready to wrap up anyway.
We're getting ready to wrap up, so let's wrap up the show. We'll talk for 2 seconds after we wrap up, and then you can get off. The show that is. All right.
I'm gonna stop now.
All right. There you go.
Just don't do it on the screen, please.
Don't do it on the screen. There you go. Anyway, thank you for watching the show, folks. We appreciate you sticking around and listening to our hijinks here on the End of Chaser podcast. We promise that within the next 2 or 3 shows, we'll dial in the actual recipe for what this show is all about.
I make no such promises. I think we've got a little.
Well, no, I said the next 2 or 3 shows because it took us about 7 or 8 shows to dial in the log room, guys. So it's about the same thing. This is show 5.
We had some good feedback on it, so we've.
Right. So please send us the feedback. Send them to go on the log room, guys. Go on and go on the website. Go on the End of Chaser Facebook page. And, send us your feedback on it, and we'll definitely take it into consideration because like I said, 100%. We're just we're feeling our way through, but we're enjoying our cocktails. We're enjoying our beers while we're doing it. So hopefully you are as well. We got a comment on here actually. Let me throw that up really.
You know what? Not for nothing. This is the first comment ever on End of Chaser.
It is, and it's from Mr. Doug Smith. He says, "Cheers, cheers, Mr. Doug Smith."
Hi, Doug.
We appreciate it, Doug.
We constant contributor on the locker room, guys.
100%, absolutely.
Doug, good night.
Thanks, Doug. Whatchamacallit? So, on that note, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website. All of our End of Chaser, all the End of Chaser info will be on www.loggerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media. Right now, it's just Facebook. And of course, we'll be on the Log Room Guys YouTube channel. And all of them are at End of Chaser. Remember, we go live with the video podcast.
You had to think about that.
I know. Remember, we go. I got to edit this a little bit, but remember, we go live with the End of Chaser podcast on Facebook and the Log Room Guys YouTube channel every other Wednesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, usually. Not tonight.
Around-ish.
Hey, opening weekend is this weekend. This shit will be going on 2 weeks from now. So anyway. And for
and you know what? You will always, the Log Room Guys late, you will always hear me give John shit. I wasn't giving him shit yesterday or today because I know what he's up against. He's trying to open a brewery. So we'll be cutting him a little slack.
Thank you. And Doug Smith just said, Mixmaster Tom.
Oh, Tom's got 2 turntables and a microphone?
Yes, he does. Mixmaster Tom. Anyway, so...
Oh, he's talking about the cocktails.
Cocktails.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Anyway, and for those of you who want to just listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcast, Amazon Music Podcast, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find audio podcast, you will find the End of Chaser podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you'll never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're anywhere near Monmouth County this Friday or this weekend, Red Bank specifically, stop by 77 Monmouth Street in Red Bank.
Right next to Jamian's.
Right next to Jamian's for the 5 Dimes Coastal Brew Works grand opening.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Count Basie Theater.
This is very true. Half a block, 3/4 of a block away from Count Basie. And we will we'll talk to you in a few weeks, folks. 2 weeks? Couple weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We'll talk to you 2 weeks, folks. Take care. Cheers.